Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. It's 11th year anniversary hype and we have the details for the anniversary characters as well as the banner character, and there's lots to go through. I have just finished editing my live stream. Go check that one out. We have LR, Super STR, Super Save for Goku Daima. Not many, so they will probably be able to link up with each other. So the leader skill is Daima, Battle of Fate, or Goku's family category, Ki plus 3, 200% health, and 170% to attack and defense, plus an additional 50% to those stats for characters who also belong to the Dragon Ball Seekers, Full Power, or Kamehameha category, and that's gonna cover a lot of units. So pretty much most of Goku's family is gonna be on Kamehameha. Most of Battle of Fate is also on Kamehameha. So that is already easily done. Daima is pretty much all on Dragon Ball Seekers. Battle of Fate with Full Power. This is a really good leader skill. All right, on to the passive. Once only for the rest of the battle, 400% attack and defense, and Daima category allies gain 1 ki, 23% defense, and 4% damage reduction for the entire fight once he enters the battle. The only time, if you're using a double lead of this guy, that you might lose out on this is if he isn't on the first rotation. Then we have, in addition to that, 400% attack and defense, an additional 4 ki per STR key sphere obtained. So each STR key sphere is worth 6. An additional ki plus 1 per non-STR key sphere obtained. So that's double key spheres straight off the bat. 40% damage reduction. Guaranteed guard. Daima or Goku's family category allies gain 40% attack, and attacks are effective against all types for the entire of those two categories on that rotation. When activating the active skill or when attacking with 24 ki, 200% attack, 40% chance to crit, and a 70% chance of launching an additional super attack. When receiving an attack, another 200% defense, and a 20% chance of critting on top of the 40%. And as the first attacker on a turn, an additional 10% damage reduction before attack. All allies gain 40% attack, self-excluded. And then as the second or third attacker in a turn, a chance of performing a critical hit in an addition of 40% for 5 turns. Interesting. I happen to not like this part of the passive. I would say put the chance of critical hit for 5 turns as the first attacker on a turn, and then all allies attack plus 40% as the second or third attacker on a turn. It just splits off the focus, and I'm not so excited about that. The active skill can be activated from the 4th turn from the start of battle. 4th turn or 5th turn, pretty much the earliest. Massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and within the turn activated, all attacks become critical hits. Alright, so we have the Link skill Super Saiyan, Prepared for Battle, Saiyan Roar, Shocking Speed, Kamehameha, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power, and 17 total categories, and Daima being the new one. Now we have the 12 ki super attack. Greatly raises attack for 1 turn and causes colossal damage to the enemy. Massively raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn. On the 18 ki, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy and raises all allies attack by 40% for 1 turn. I guess that's the counterpoint. You can get a total of 80% attack raise for all allies in that turn, and you're more than likely going to be putting him in the first slot. I'm surprised he doesn't have 60% damage reduction instead of 50, instead of 40. I am actually wondering about this. I don't know why it's 40% damage reduction, not 60. I mean, he's got 800% attack and defense, and then another 200% defense when defending, so have to see how that works exactly. Now, for the EX super attack. Is that what they're calling it? Yeah, EX super attack. When the first attack in a turn is a super attack that performs a critical hit, 77% chance for the super attack to become a EX super attack. What does it do? It raises attack by 140% for 4 turns, and then raises defense for 1 turn, and causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and then raises allies' attack by 40% for 2 turns. So this is going to replace the first super attack that you do. So that will change the 40% from 1 turn to 2 turns. And it's a 77% chance to become an additional one. Take, for example, the Int Super Easy A Buhan, who has a 30% chance for the super attack to change into the Ghost Kamehameha one. That's an interesting thing. I am very happy about this kit, except for this last part and the possibility that he might need more damage reduction. Yeah, he's only getting 30% defense on his 18-key super and his EX super attack. And it's just 30% defense. I mean, he is going to have 1000% defense once he gets hit. So that 30% maybe will make that look a lot more than it does on paper. Let's look at his stats. See, he's going to be sitting at around 19,000 attack and wow, 28,000 health and 15,000 defense roughly. Wow. I don't know. He might not need any more damage reduction whatsoever. Who knows? All right, folks. On to Vegeta's. So Vegeta is a 220% key plus 4 Daima category lead, or a 3-key 220% for Vegeta's family. And that's actually pretty good. That is actually pretty good. He is a super tech unit. Wow, is it just me, or is his stats just so much lower than Goku's? It is. He's got nearly 3,000 less health, all for 1,730 attack, and 700 less defense, basically. It might be different in a potential system, but okay. Let's look at the passive skill here. So, activates the entrance animation upon the character's entry turn, so same thing just like for the Goku. So once only, permanently, 3-key and 300% attack and defense, and a 70% chance of launching an additional super attack, and once only has guard for 4 turns. Basic effect, 300% attack and defense, gains an additional 3-key per tech key sphere obtained, an additional 2-key non-tech key sphere obtained, and so that is 5 per tech key sphere and 3 per non-tech key sphere. In 30% damage reduction, Daima or Vegeta family's category allies gain 30% attack and defense. When activating the active skill or when attacking with 23 or more key, 30% damage reduction and has a guaranteed additional super attack. For every attack performed within the turn, 100% attack. Every time the character performs 3 or more attacks in battle, has a guaranteed additional super attack up to once within a turn. And all allies' chance of performing a critical hit at 50% within the character's next attacking turn, up to 50% within a turn. So you're going to be getting this no matter what, basically. You're getting this pretty much no matter what, right? If you have max additionals in the guy, if he gets 23 or more key, he's got that additional super attack, and the potential system should activate for another attack. And then there's also 70% chance of an additional super attack that's never going to be a normal, that's a super attack additional. And starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle, remember he's got a 4-turn limit on his guard, all allies gain 20% defense, and superclass Daima category allies guard all attacks for 2 turns when the character is the second to obtain key spheres in a turn. So this is not going to be once only. You can activate this every single turn that he's on rotation. All allies gain 30% defense, and superclass Daima category allies guard all attacks for 3 turns when the character is the third to obtain key spheres in a turn. Wow, that is more complicated than it should be. If you're not throwing him off rotation, it doesn't matter because it's 2 turns. If you are throwing him off rotation, it's the same thing. You're just getting 10% more defense from the 4th turn, from the start of battle. So looking at this, we have 600% defense and 60% damage reduction, as well as 2 different 30% supports or 20% and 30% supports. I guess it depends what the super attacks are like, right? Okay, I don't like this Vegeta unit. Just hear me out, right? You go against a character like Cellmax in one of the red zones or whatever event it was, and he has an AoE super attack slot 0. You will not get to 60% damage reduction. You're stuck with 30% damage reduction because he's, no matter what, he has to activate the active skill or when attacking with 23 or more ki. So he's stuck behind him attacking. And I understand if you have the Gokus in slot 1, he's never going to be in slot 1. I apologize, but this does not look as good as it should. No, this does not look as good as it should, unfortunately. Okay, on to the active skill. Can be activated starting from the 3rd turn from the character's entry turn once only. Massively raises attack temporarily and causes ultimate damage to the enemy, and all allies gain 3 ki for 3 turns. It's not significant. Let's see what's going on here. So, Super Saiyan, Royal Lineage, Prodigies, Shocking Speed, Fierce Battle, Limit Breaking Form. There's another character for Limit Breaking Form. And Legendary Power. And a total of 16 categories. Very nice. When a super attack is launched as an additional attack, so it's never going to mitigate the 18 ki super, there is a 50% chance for the super attack to become a EX super attack. So if he has 3 additional super attacks, each one has a 50% chance to become the EX super attack. The EX super attack greatly raises attack and raises defense for 4 turns, and causes mega colossal damage to the enemy, and then raises all allies' defense by 10% for 3 turns. Okay, so hear me out here, right? If this activates 3 times in a turn, that's another 90% defense for 4 turns. So he's going to have another 180% defense after 2 turns. But it's a 50% chance. And, yeah, that is not manipulatable from the hidden potential system. There's no way to increase that chance unless they introduce something during this anniversary or further down the line. It being on the additional super attack, by the way, is really good because that is giving it more chances to activate. You don't have that one chance. Oh, I didn't get it. Ooh, that's better design at this point. On to the 18 ki super attack. Massively raises attack and greatly raises defense for 1 turn. That is not a stacking effect. And the 12 ki raises defense for 1 turn and causes colossal damage to the enemy. Now, hear me out. If there isn't going to be a AoE attack before he gets to attack or he doesn't use the active skill, awesome. He will probably never take damage for the next year in slot 2. Probably. Hear me out. Probably. You get this EX super attack off, and you're raising that defense for 4 turns, coupled with this 50% raise for 1 turn. Plus, you're also raising for 1 turn defense no matter what, even if you don't get the EX skill. Like, he has the potential to do enormous amounts of damage. He also has the potential to never take damage in slot 2. It's just what I'm understanding from this kit. On to Majin Duu. Majin Duu is the banner unit, not the mini Supreme Kai. I wonder if that's a event unit that's going to turn into an LR during the celebration. Daima or Majin power category Ki +3, and 130% to stats. We have Shocking Speed, Majin, The Innocence, Loyalty, More Than Meets the Eye, Infighter, and Fierce Battle. A essay of epic proportions for the passive. So 250% to attack and defense and 2 ki. Chance of performing your critical hit, evasion, and damage reduction 25%. And recovers HP with sweet treats. After receiving an attack, survives KO attacks up to once in a turn, and when attacking with 12 or more ki, 300% attack and defense. Again, he's going to have to be attacking if you're doing the Daima team and you've got the Goku in the first slot. It doesn't matter, unless, of course, like I was, expounding a bit before, AoE attack, nuke, slot 0. For 1 turn from the character's entry turn, or when the character is the first or second attacker at the start of a turn, 300% attack and foresees the enemy's super attack. It's gonna be hard to get this unless you're putting him in slot 3. Now, hear me out, right? I don't know how to feel about this character at this point because of this KO survival. I don't know if that leaves you at 1 HP or that brings you back to the HP you were at before. I don't know. But if it ends the turn, then this isn't a unit to be underestimated. This is a pretty good unit as it is now. Okay, so for 6 turns on the character's entry turn, 250% defense, chance of performing a critical hit, and a chance of evasion and damage reduction 25%. And when there are 2 or more Daima, Majin Power, or Demonic Power category allies on the team, starting from the 4th turn from the character's entry turn. Once only, changes ki spheres all to cookies. Tekken STR, excluding ki spheres with the Dragon Ball. Okay, I don't understand that. I don't know if it's Tekken STR or the other types that are being changed to cookies, or all of them being changed to cookies. 12 ki, a chance of performing a critical hit and chance of evasion, another 25%, but this is once only. If they didn't put anything there, it would be something that can activate every time. 800% attack with 1 or more sweet treat ki spheres obtained, and then permanently 250% more attack and defense. Chance of performing a critical hit and evasion of 25% when the character is the first to obtain ki spheres in a turn. So from the 4th turn from the start of battle, he can have 100% dodge chance. I would like to know if it will actually translate to 100%. 6 categories. Then the super attack greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn with a high chance of further greatly raising attack and defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to the enemy. So 50% and a 50% chance for it being another 50%. 50% for another 50% for another 50. Lovely. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on these units, and which one are you most excited to be getting this Part 1 celebration? I will say that Goku is nigh on insane. If he had 60% damage reduction, he would be the best unit, hands down, no questions asked, because of that 10% extra damage reduction before he attacks. Yeah, he would be the best for a long time, for a very long time. Vegeta, on the other hand, he has one glaring weakness, and that is AoEs before he gets to attack. Once he gets to attack, he has the potential to not take damage for a very long time. And Majin Duu is okay. He's not really a support. He's a dodge or die character. He can have 50% damage reduction, sure, but he loses a lot of it once 6 turns are up, whatever, right? He is going to have that additional 250% stats. He does get a lot of stats, so I don't know if this is going to be the best banner unit or top 6 banner unit or something like that. Well, there you go, folks. Thank you all so much for coming to watch the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you are new here, if you haven't already done so, please do consider subscribing. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Signing off.